7 community, Bernard and I are here just to give you a bit of a wrap up of last Thursday's council meeting. So we did have a very busy agenda, so we're going to whip through a few things quickly and you can watch it online. So we put forward a Mayoral Minute, and thank you to the Director of Growth and Place for her hard work on this Mayoral Minute. Really important one, because this is about trying to open out housing and stimulate housing in our local area. So there's a number of barriers that we're trying to address here. I won't go through them all, but you can look at the full Mayoral Minute. But essentially, the simple truth is that the planning reforms that have come through aren't friendly for us, and we need to advocate to create some changes. But the Mayoral Minute isn't just talking about complaining about the changes that have been made and the reforms that don't suit us. It actually provides a solution, and one of those key areas is around the timelines for LEP approvals. So that's our local environmental plans. It can take 18 months to 2 years for LEPs to be approved by the state government. We need to get that down so that we can stimulate the housing market sooner rather than later. We'll move on to the annual report.
Yes, a really important report Council adopted was the 2024-25 annual report. That in effect is the report card of the Council. There's 2 or 3 different components to it. One is the financial statements, which will be adopted prior to Christmas. However, the balance of the annual report was adopted, and this contains some statutory compliance style statistics, but also, most importantly, it is a report card on what the Council achieved over that 12-month period. Whether it was in the rollout of infrastructure, the work we've been doing on improving our financial management, the organisational development work, really important bodies of work which are the foundations of a successful council going forward. So I would encourage everyone to have a look at the annual report. As I said, it's what the council has done for the community over that period of time.
Which moves us into the operational plan.
Yes, and the operational plan, at the start of each year, we lay out all the activities we believe we need to achieve in order to meet the objectives of the council. There are over 100 actions contained in the operational plan, and council receives on a quarterly basis a report card on where we are at with regard to those actions. Those actions may be building infrastructure, it may be advocacy to other levels of government, it may be preparing a plan or a strategy that covers the sort of the breadth and diversity of council activities. But it's a way of the organisation reporting to the council, and in turn the council reporting to the community on how it's going with its work plan for the year.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to check in quarterly. It's really also for community and council to understand, where we are with that plan. Are we tracking well? Is it too front-loaded? Is it too back-loaded? How are we going resourcing it all? So a number of things. I mean, the observation overall on the check-in for the operational plan is that we do have a really hard-working, committed organisation, and we're delivering meaningful outcomes, but we all are also carrying a very heavy workload with some structural gaps around resourcing that we're trying really hard to fill. And with anyone who runs a business in the community, you'll know that sometimes it's really hard to fill roles, so we're working hard on that as well. But we do now have a very settled and capable executive leadership team, which is great news. Everyone's working really hard for you as a community. And so we'll move on to also, we would like you to have your say around a number of items. So a few things out on public exhibition, including the life choices, fees and charges. We've also got the Children and Family Services strategy for 25 to 28. That's out on public exhibition, and also a couple of slight fee changes on ACF, Australian Celtic Festival and Minerama, and also it was resolved to remove the per head fee for weighing cattle at the Quarry. That will now be a flat fee, so that's all out on public exhibition. And that came to council because of the suggestion from our community representative group for the sale yards that this is the direction they would like us to take to align with other councils that do the same thing. So this is about council listening to our community groups and then taking action, which is good news. Next we go on to capital works, which Bernard will talk about a couple of exciting things happening there.
Yes, like any other year, we have a very extensive capital works program, and we regularly report to council on how that's progressing. It varies from what could be described as the mundane of replacing pieces of curb and channel. However, that is still very important in terms of protecting our road network, in terms of ensuring proper drainage, through to exciting projects such as the Anzac Park Playground, which has commenced and we're hoping will be finished by the end of January. And then very significant projects, significant roadworks we've undertaken on Emberville Road, on Wellington Vale Road. Again, they're roads traversed every day by a lot of our community, and it's important that we keep them in excellent condition. So that they were some of the highlights of the Capital Works report.
And we also got a report on the youth strategy, which was an outcome report. So this was the 21 to 25 youth strategy, with the staff reporting to council and community about how they've gone in delivering that strategy. And it's good. It's great to say that they've done a really great job. I think, when we think back how many years ago it was when the youth booth started, and the conversations and consultation council had at that time, it's great to see this service embedded in our community and doing well. There has been a renewed focus on it in the last couple of years, I would say. More programs, more attention, and it's certainly there for the future. And we want to make sure that council continues to support that service to our community. On to the Powerhouse Museum. So we let you know about the community consultation. The open day was really great. Just a reminder, there was over 300 people came through. All of that information and suggestions from the community has been pulled together into this report. And it's evident that the community really support having a combined multi-purpose heritage and activation model. Council resolved an amendment to put a little bit more of a robust and due diligence around the next steps for the Powerhouse, which is essentially to take all that on board and into consideration and move into a full business case and feasibility assessment for the future use of that heritage asset. So that will be the next step that council go through. That will take a few months to do because it covers off, talking about, well, what are the commercial elements that ensure that it doesn't become a cost to the community? Who do we partner with? What community groups want to be involved? How much revenue can be generated? What staffing is required? How many volunteers? Like, all of those things happen as part of that process. So council needs to do due diligence so that we get the right activation for this asset from the community. And we also had a couple of notices of motion. The first one was around cat containment, so putting up an amendment to encourage the Companion Animal Act to put in a proposed amendment to contain cats just like dogs are. And then the second one was around customer service. We need to continually improve and have focus on this area. We're going to do some short wins in the short term to try and improve customer service, and then the office co-location will provide a bigger opportunity for us to put in better systems so that we can manage your inquiries and we can up our customer experience game and deliver to you, our community. So I think that's all we have for today. It was a big meeting. I encourage you to go online and watch the playback or read the business paper if you're so inclined. One thing I want to mention, is before we go, is Spend in Glen. Obviously Spend in Glen is now live thanks to some really dedicated local business owners. Please spend locally. Council put $10,000 into the prize money every year to try and encourage everyone to shop local. So you might just win something as well, but the importance of the program is to encourage everyone to buy local, support our local businesses and our local community. Thank you very much.